Not Jerry from Willoughby, but the rest of you.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
When people talking about twerking, nobody seems to mention the part that when you do a lot of twerking, sometimes it makes you fart. Twerk, fart, twerk, 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 fart, twerk, fart, twerk, 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 fart, twerk, fart, twerk, 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 fart.
I got a letter from a listener who said, I had my very first colonoscopy this morning, and it all went fine. But during the entire process, I had the twerk fart song in my head. Little things from the show live in my head rent-free. It's a real earworm. Well, there you go. Congratulations. I'm in the process of making my follow-up appointment. I had my first colonoscopy 3 years ago, and I have to make a follow-up for the next couple of months. So I got to figure out when to do that. I'll probably do it over our holiday break in December. That'll be a fun way to get prepped for Christmas.
Yeah.
Get a colonoscopy. What's the matter with that?
Have something go up your chimney.
Yeah, there you go. Guardians play tonight. Last three here at home in the regular season. Play the Houston Astros tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. 7:10 starts up tonight. 6:40 is when your Guardians Live pregame will begin. Somebody just asked me, what's the promo code for CLE Clothing Company? You got a couple of more days to use it for September. It is Guardian, singular. And then when October starts, you're going to switch to Erie, starting Tuesday. Erie like the lake. But, you know, a little double entendre there for October and Halloween. But Cleveland Clothing Company, you can find them online. You can use the promo code if you're doing that, or if you're in one of their stores when you check out, just use it there too. Because what will happen is, a lot of people won't remember the promo code, and they'll go to the checkout thing, and they'll say, I want to use the Alan Cox promo code, but I don't know what it is. And you can't always count on the person behind the register there to know what it is either. So that's why I give it to you as frequently as I do. We were talking about one-hit wonders yesterday. We kind of it was a couple days ago, maybe it was like National One-Hit Wonder Day or something like that. And I got a letter from Rob. And he said, he goes, I had a song rattling entirely too often through the piles of sonic junk in my head since the mid-'80s, but I could not remember who did it. I only remembered the goddamn saxophone. And I was probably in kindergarten when I last heard it. But thanks to Brian's warbling, now I know that it was the Glenn Frey song. Brian had been singing Glenn Frey. Brian calls and he'll sing, songs to us, and then I'll match them up with the song he's trying to sing. And it was this great slow jam from Glenn Frey back in the day, and it had a sweaty sax in it. Do I still have Brian singing it?
I sure hope so.
Your heart keeps saying it's just not fair, but still you gotta make up your mind.
I love when he goes for it.
I know, it's so good.
Goes for it.
Yeah. So, Rob, but the reason I mention this is because Rob had emailed me a while ago, and just as an aside, it's kind of a running joke. People ask me to hit the post on a song. And he was like, could you hit the post on Captain of Her Heart by Double? And I was like, oh my God, you want to talk about a one-hit wonder that I haven't heard since 1986. You probably don't know that song either. There was this song called Captain of Her Heart.
Let's hear it.
It was the mid-'80s. It was these two Swiss dudes who just dropped this song, and it was a massive, massive hit, like around the world, in the U.S., everywhere else, about a woman tired of waiting for her. And this was on Top 40 radio, right? And it was played a lot. I was like, oh my God, I haven't thought of this song in a billion years. The band was called Double, but because they were Swiss, They pronounced it double, but nobody on the radio. There wasn't a single DJ on the radio playing this who knew that it was double. They just go, hey, it's a new one from Double, because of course you'd think it was that. And this is a solid mid-'80s one-hit wonder that a lot of people probably don't even remember, but it did have weird chord changes in it, though, too.
I know this. Okay.
Yeah, Captain of Her Heart. You might remember like the chorus.
That piano part, right? This.
Yeah. It's all sax and piano. And it's got this long synthesizer breakdown in the middle of it. So a little unwitting quid pro quo with me and Rob. I helped him get to Glenn Fry, and he reminded me of double, the Swiss duo. It was a lot of piano, a lot of sax, and it was. But there's probably a lot of people my age who remember the song, but also probably haven't heard it in 4 billion years. Alan, a Christmas colonoscopy makes sense. It is considered one of the holiest times of the year. I get it, because it's you're whole, right? Is that what he's talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. There's the little sax breakdown. I don't want to bail out too early here. Thank you, Rob.
Kenny on the chat says he wants to be the captain of Alan's heart.
He wants to be the Captain Fun in the floating fandango of my heart. I wonder if anybody has taught this at piano lessons, sit down. And, all right, Timmy, today we're going to play Captain of Her Heart by double. And I want to see if you tired of playing chopsticks? Let's see if we can play Captain of Her Heart. And go from there. Anywho, thank you, Rob. What a little trip down memory lane that was. The Captain of Her Heart. It's a terrible, the music is cool. Like I said, it was a massive one-hit wonder for that band. But a terrible title, terrible lyrics. But it was in the right place at the right time for a song that sounded like that to be on the radio in 1985. There was nothing else that sounded like that. So between the twerk farts from the people getting colonoscopies and the Glenn Fry and double reminders, it's been, as you might suspect for AC, a big, big day. A big day around these parts. If you want to leave us messages, maybe you don't listen on the iHeartRadio app. Some people leave us messages there, but a lot of people leave voicemails. The After Hours line is 216-986-8903.
Alan, hate the show. Friday morning, it's super early. I'm driving deep into the mine. I'm listening to you complain or talk about how you love dogs, and you say, they don't bother me, I don't bother them. Like, who says that about a relationship with dogs? You have a very unusual relationship with animals. Like, your timidness and beta attitude.
Wait, why does he say that I'm timid?
I don't know.
My timidness? Is that what he said?
Yeah, I guess.
Hold on. This thing is trying to fade out again, and I don't understand why. I don't want to hear the rest of this. Why does it always do this? What do I need to do around here to get these things to work?
It's crazy. Like, you see a squirrel and you're like, I give it a wide berth. I don't know what that thing's doing or what it's capable of. Like, get a set road.
He's all mad.
Like, just live a little, dude. You talk about everyone's like, no one's snatching up geese. I remember I was fishing on a breakwall with my dad, and the goose came up at him because he was by his nest. And my dad grabbed him by his neck and tossed him 3 feet to the left as nonchalant as he was moving a piece of old firewood out of his way. You need to grow up and just start being the alpha of this group here. You're afraid of every little animal that walks by.
I guess he thinks I'm afraid of animals. See, I respect animals. That's why I give them a wide berth. I was talking about a dog that was sitting next to a guy who was really agonizing over picking out Post-it notes. I didn't know the dog. I wasn't going to go up and
This guy seems like he really wants animals like he wants to impose his will on animals that aren't bothering him either.
Well, yeah, well, that's funny. You know, apparent to him, I'm a beta because I'm not grabbing geese by the neck.
Right.
But listen, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm certainly not timid with animals. I mean, I've run off plenty of animals if they're getting too close to somewhere I don't want them to be. But well, first of all, I always chuckle at dudes chuckle at dudes who frame everything in alphas and betas, right? You give yourself whiplash from rolling your eyes, but okay. But those are the same dudes who want to talk to you about crypto. But my point was, try grabbing a goose. This was all tied up with the whole immigrants in Springfield are eating dogs and cats. And there was a photo of a guy, it was a black guy, a photo of him carrying a duck by the neck or something, a goose. And of course, it made the rounds on social media saying, look what's happening in Springfield. Well, it wasn't that at all. It was actually a photo from Columbus, Ohio, and a car had hit a couple of geese, and the guy was moving them off to the side of the road. But of course, that doesn't matter because it was used to purport this nonsense up there in Springfield. Down there in Springfield? I don't even know where Springfield is. And all I said was, yeah, try grabbing a goose because they'll try to kick your ass. So I don't know what this dude's dad was doing grabbing a goose. Good for you. But my point is that I'm not trying to get in the way of animals. Why am I going to get in an animal's face? It doesn't know me and I don't know it. So, but anyway, thank you for the call. He seemed strangely angry over that whole thing. I saw they unearthed a woolly rhino. It was completely preserved in the permafrost. You know, climate change is nothing to laugh at, and it will murder us all eventually. But in the meantime, there's amazing things that are going to be unleashed into the environment because things are melting so rapidly. And after 32,000 years, some Russian permafrost melted away, and they found a fully intact woolly rhinoceros. This is a long extinct animal.
That's pretty cool.
It looks exactly the way you think that it would. It's a rhino covered in hair. Oh. Yeah. I mean, this is the plot of The Thing, too. Mm-hmm. You know, the ice melts away, and it's not always going to be extinct creatures that are coming out of the ice. Sometimes it'll be bacteria. Sometimes it'll be things that we have no kind of preparation or defense for. But a woolly rhino, so well preserved in the Russian permafrost for 32,000 years that the skin and the fur are still intact. If you haven't seen any of the photos going around online, I mean, I'll show it to you here. That is what is considered fully intact. But that's pretty, you know, it's not just bones is their point. Preserved by the permafrost.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah. The woolly rhino roamed eastern Siberia 30,000 years ago. It would have been one of the largest herbivores during the Ice Age. And it was known for its large, fatty hump on its back. So, you know, I don't know if evolution took care of that. I don't know what the purpose that would have. But they dug out, you know, they just recently found an 18,000-year-old animal that they can't tell if it's like a puppy or a wolf. So they're doing tests on it.
Wait, they can't tell if it's a puppy or a wolf?
Well, they're trying to figure out what this thing is. This is the photo of this that came out of the ice. And they're trying to figure out...
That's Fry's dog.
The genus, I guess, of it.
That's Fry's dog from Futurama.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what that
Fry's
is.
dog. Hello, Ray.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How are you, Ray?
I'm doing well. I actually have a theory that I helped co-create about the Ice Age and about woolly mammoths.
You co-created a theory. There are two of you, more than one of you that needed... Okay, lay it on me.
So basically, we figured out that if they lived in a muddy field, they'd be more likely to get out of it than if they lived on a hard pan surface. And we figured that out by doing archaeology, really, and studying it. And yeah, that was our big thing. And we we changed the picture on that.
Wait
We
a
figured
second.
out that they were basically able to swim through the mud to get out.
Ray, are you an archaeologist by trade?
I studied it briefly.
Yeah. Okay.
While I was doing that, we worked on that. Yes.
And this is something that is this widely accepted now? How prevalent is this?
This is 100% widely accepted now.
Is it peer reviewed in a series of scientific journals?
It has been. Yes,
Yeah.
it has been.
Okay, good.
Not recently, but over a decade ago. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so just to paraphrase again, they were more likely to have been swimming through mud than to have been on land.
No, it was that they thought that if woolly mammoths were in a region in Siberia where they've been since discovered, that if they were they found them and they were in an area that they determined this is mud, that they would have thought, okay, they sunk in the mud basically.
Yeah.
And we figured out that no, they would be able to swim through it.
I see.
And they didn't die from being in the mud. They died from something else.
And so
if they were discovered in mud.
And so that was a conclusion in and of itself, or that was important to come to what other conclusion?
No, that was just a conclusion in and of itself.
I see. All right. And you and the other scientists share the credit on this?
Yes, Dr. Chow was the lead professor on that.
Okay. So this isn't
And
you don't get to call it the Ray theory then.
No, I don't really think it has a conclusive theory.
All right.
But Dr. Chow, if you search Dr. Chow Cambridge, you can find it. And you can find him. But I have one quick question for you guys.
Yes.
There's a comic from Cleveland named Ray DeVito who's a stand-up. And I'm just wondering if you've ever heard of him. He claims to know you. He said he's been on the show many times. I sometimes, see his stuff in the news and in the media, and I'm wondering, is that really true?
I mean,
Ray DeVito?
I wouldn't say I know him. He was on this show a long time ago, like right after I came to Cleveland.
I see him at shows in Cleveland from time to time.
Yeah,
like
so
he'll come and do my show at High and Dry and stuff.
I had him on at least once, a long time ago.
Is he a big deal now?
Is anybody a big deal?
I don't know,
like,
Ray.
What?
All right, thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. So he's got himself a theory about woolly mammoths. He and somebody else co-created a theory. Is that in accordance with the scientific method? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Hey, Tommy.
Yes.
Hi, Tommy. Bill, you remember Tommy?
Yes, Tommy from down there in southeastern Ohio.
Yeah.
What's up, Tommy?
Well, Barnesville Pumpkin Festival started yesterday.
Yep. Out in Sandusky?
No, it's in Barnesville.
Oh, Barnesville. Okay. And how is that? Explain that to us.
Well, we had the King Pumpkin weigh-in on Wednesday, and someone from Mercer, Pennsylvania, he grew the pumpkin at 2,196 pounds.
Yep. This is the big pumpkin festival. And are you, do you have your own pumpkin in this, or you're just attending?
We're attending.
Yep. Okay. Have you already been over there, or you're going this weekend?
Yeah. Well, we already been over there. I live close to the pumpkin festival.
All right. Can you smell the pumpkins from your house?
Well, we can smell the food from our house.
Oh, what are they serving over there? Like elephant ears and stuff? Corn dogs?
Elephant ears, corn dogs, tacos.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Beef and noodles, chicken and noodles. What else? Talisman ribeye sandwiches.
So if somebody's like, I want a meat and noodles, they've got a couple of options.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So will you go over there every day of the Barnesville Pumpkin Festival?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm in the pumpkin parade tomorrow.
Oh, you are? Will you be in costume, or it's just are you waving to people, or are you walking, or on a float?
It's for my workplace at McDonald's.
Gotcha. Okay. So McDonald's has a float in the Pumpkin Festival.
Yes.
Parade or whatever. Okay.
And yesterday, me and Stefan, my boyfriend, we won.
Boyfriend.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You just broke a lot of hearts, Tommy. Was Stefan your boyfriend? Is his last name Urkel?
Stefan's my boyfriend. No, not
Okay.
Urkel.
All right.
His last name's Harlan.
Oh, that's fine. We don't. I was just. Okay. So, you and Stefan are going to be in the parade.
Well, I'm going to be in the parade. He's going to watch it.
He's going to watch, and he's going to root for you. He's going to go, "That's my girl right there."
Yep.
Yep,
And
okay.
also, we were in the talent show last night. We won.
What was your talent?
I sang "Eye of the Tiger" while he was boxing like Clobber Lang from Rocky 3.
Okay.
He was boxing like Clobber Lang. I love it.
Okay, good. So you were singing "Eye of the Tiger"?
Yes.
Would you care to perform any of it for us right now? I hate to put you on the spot,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Yeah, it's like, it's the eye of the tiger, is the thrill of the fight, rising up to a challenge to our rival. And the last one inspires is the brilliant fight, is the da-da-da-da-da-da eye of the tiger.
Tommy, are you doing da-da-da-da-da-da eye of the tiger?
Well, I got messed up with
I
my
feel like we're the
song
survivor now.
yesterday, but
You're kind of gloss. I get it. You're playing with the lyrics. You're making it your own, aren't you?
well, I wrote the lyrics on a notebook, so
Okay.
I know I won't miss it.
Yeah.
But we got a trophy and we split $20.
Oh, you split $20. All right, so it's a real 50-50 relationship then.
It's a real 50-50 relationship. He's with me right now.
Gotcha.
He's
All right.
spending the weekend with me.
Gotcha. All right, well, listen, don't do anything I wouldn't do. That's a very short list, but have a good time, okay?
Yeah, and then I'm going to do the hog calling and tall tales tomorrow too.
Okay, well, have fun at the Pumpkin Festival and enjoy the parade.
you.
All right, Tommy. There's Tommy, who's out there in Barnesville, Ohio, where they're having their 60th annual Pumpkin Festival. And that rendition of Eye of the Tiger, I'll tell you what, there's not a dry eye in the house, as it were. All right, I got to take a break. Hey, do you like the band Asking Alexandria? Have you ever heard of the band Asking Alexandria? Well, they're quite popular.